My name is Dr. Kimberly Woods. I am the owner of Mystical Awakenings and have been trained with both the Modern Mystery School and Dominaher Mystery Schools and Alchemy School. Today's topic is auras and why they are important. There are 7 layers of your aura. The first layer only goes out to about a foot, and the farthest layer goes out to as far as 500 feet. That first layer of your aura is what we would call your etheric field or your etheric layer. Now, this etheric field, this etheric layer is very important. If it gets damaged in some way, if it gets ripped or torn, then it releases energy that we are holding. So that layer is like a mesh, and it surrounds us, and it's where we hold in our life force energy. And so if it's being ripped or torn, then it's like that energy is escaping through the rips or tears. Now, many healers who are working on you are working in that etheric field. If there is something going on in your physical body, an ailment, a disease, something, a headache, or something more serious, it's because there is something torn or ripped in your etheric field. So those healers that are working on your physical body are also working in your etheric field to try to heal that physical body. Now, in the 500 feet out, the farthest layer of your auric field, of your auric layers, is also important, because imagine you're someplace like at Christmas time walking through a mall and everyone's auric layer is going out 500 feet. You are overlapping your auric field with other people, many other people. And while you're sharing and overlapping in those auras, it can happen that what you are feeling or sensing isn't about you. It's about someone who's 400 feet from you, or 3 someones. And so especially people who are empaths, who feel the feelings of others, they can begin to take in all of this energy and feeling that isn't even theirs, which is why in my next session, I want to talk some about managing your energetic field. So it's important too that you're not sensing now or feeling something that doesn't belong to you. When we sleep at night in our homes, many of our homes are right next to each other within 20 feet, which means that you in your dream time can also be sensing or feeling something of your neighbors. It's also one of the reasons why we teach in Sacred Geometry 1 how to grid and seal a space, because it puts you in this sealed container so that you are able to know that your dreams belong to you, that your feelings and what is coming up belongs to you and not your next door neighbor. So in terms of your aura, when I said that it's important that if it's torn or ripped in some way, it's like a container that has a crack. And if it has a crack, it's going to be leaking. So there are several things that will cause a puncture or a tear or a rip in your auric field in that first foot out in that etheric layer. So one of the things that can puncture that or rip or tear it is hot caffeine. Now, many people wake up in the morning and they drink a hot cup of coffee. And the reason why they do this is because they want the caffeine to wake them up. Yet the hot caffeine is ripping or tearing their etheric field, their etheric layer, and is releasing energy. And so it's also at the same time causing people to be more tired. So you can drink warm coffee or cool coffee or cool teas or non-caffeinated teas, and it wouldn't have the same effect. Another thing that will potentially rip or tear your etheric field in your aura is spicy food. So because when you eat spicy food, it is raising the temperature of your body. It can also cause this rip or tear. Also, drugs and alcohol. So drugs and alcohol will rip and tear your etheric field and your auric layers, and so will very strong emotional reactions. So all of this now becomes important because we want to hold that energy around us, because that energy gives us vitality, it brings us life, it keeps us rejuvenated, it gives us energy, and all of this is important for your well-being, for your growth, for your increase in consciousness. Now, personally, I do both a shamanic and an Egyptian auric clearing, which would help, but in these days and times, that's difficult to do. And I do teach Sacred Geometry 1, which would help you to establish a container like in your home or your room. But right now for yourself, what you can do is you can go into a meditative state and you can begin to scan around your body. And if you notice something that looks like a hole or a black spot or a mark, use your intention, you can use your hands even, and send light to that spot to bring healing and light to your field. And just keep going around in a 360 all around your body, bringing light to anything that looks like it is a mark, a blemish, a hole, a black spot, to bring this healing and this wholeness to your etheric field. My name is Dr. Kimberly Woods, and this is Mystical Awakenings, and I hope you'll join us for the next talk on your energy field. Have a great night.